Doesn't anyone see that this is wrong?
Pure anti-proton. Absolutely pure.
I don't have purple hair. It's the light from my computer. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Saving Star Trek Special Trek or Treat. This is the second year of Trek or Treat. We just watched Catspaw on the other channel. It was a blast. I've always loved that episode. I thought it was a lot of fun. It's Trek's first true Halloween episode. There's a few after it. Some of them are just ironically end up being Halloweeny. This one aired like right on about Halloween, and it was intended to be spooky and scary. It was kind of creepy. It was kind of fun. With me are Krimlon, and Radioactive. So I just had a great time watching Catspaw. Reaction. Tell me, what did you think of the episode, Krimlon?
It was chock full of ooey goodness.
Yeah, that great answer. Can you be more specific, sir?
The hair was awesome.
You did have kind of a few issues with her hair. You weren't too wild about it. What is this Halloween pack of skins it's offering me? It's so weird. The things. Oh, look at this. Oh, adorable. That is adorable.
Is that what we're going for here?
Let's just say, guys, it's Pride Halloween themed.
No, the episode was okay. I didn't realize that they were going towards a Halloween type theme with that, but
the witches up front, the Macbeth stuff, the castle, the skeletons. I mean, the black cat. It was all pretty Halloweeny. Yeah,
Catspaw.
I mean, that just seems like a normal episode to me. It didn't come off as a Halloween one.
That's true. At this point, Star Trek's encounters were with deeply weird aliens. These were just the weirdest ever, especially when we see them at the end, like, burning up. And, like, nice scientific curiosity Bones. He's like, you know what? I'll grab one of those things. Who knows what we'll learn? Nope. He's like, well, they look like shit. Fuck them. And we've seen worse Star Trek stories that were more horrible. For instance, Section 31. Section 31 was the most horrible Star Trek story we've ever seen. And, of course,
scary.
Both. It was also scary that people could be so dark and stupid in their brains that they would create something that bad. But this one made me laugh. This is Star Trek Discovery, though. I still have never figured this out if this aired or not. I'm not going back to watch it.
I'm pretty sure that was aired. Pretty sure that was real.
I can only think of that they were trolling us on purpose, or maybe this is like some kind of AI.
Actually didn't know how to hold it.
That seems more believable.
Or more believable that it was like they didn't want to. The fact that she's holding it towards herself makes this argument almost null. It's like, don't point it right at him. Like point. It's like some kind of like extra safe practice. I don't know. Like, these people have a lot of agenda stuff going on that has nothing to do with telling a good story. So producing this picture may serve their weird agenda. Remember, we were shooting to kill people with phasers in the episode of New Trek, where they ran into J.D. Vance and the Tesla garbage people. Remember that episode?
Oh, who could forget that one?
My favorite was how hot and angry Sean got and how fast he got heated up. It really was just absolute pandering and insulting.
That was their Moby Dork episode.
It was also subversion of the Doomsday Machine, and like we've seen the enemy and they are us kind of only sort of works. It was sort of dismal. I didn't like it, but you know what? Really quickly, I want to thank the 312 people who watched the Saturday show after it aired for a whopping total of over 400 views. So thank you all very much. We really appreciate the big numbers. We have the best numbers, we really do, and I want to thank everybody out there. And look, I'm ready for Halloween. I'm wearing my Does this count as a Halloween outfit anymore now that I have a Star Trek stream, or is this just a work shirt? It's hard to say, right? I guess I can write it off as work.
Oh, yeah, it's your work shirt. I mean, it's standard uniform, so. Yeah.
I have my non-standard green shirt that I wore last week. I'll wear that again for the Saturday show. It's a blast. It's a fun shirt. It's a little hard to put on. It's confusing as hell. But the Captain Kirk green wraparound tunic will be back again tomorrow. And what I'll do is I'll shave my chest a little bit. Not with a razor, but I'll trim it. I'll have some chest hair. I'm not going like wax chest like Kirk, but like I will wear the wraparound tunic. Thank you for joining us. I hope that you could do me a favor and watch with the browser tab open for a few minutes. That really super helps us out. And all of you who come through later that I did thank, I want to thank those who will come through later on this one. We really do appreciate it. It helps out a lot. And you guys have been the life's blood of this channel, especially you who are here now, who give us the chat and the interactions to talk to people and help spread the word. And guys, tweet out that we're live, even if we don't make a lot of noise like that. Just the idea that we're bringing people to YouTube. Like, we get a lot of our views externally from I do Reddit nonstop and other stuff that would break your brain to get the people to watch the channel. So doing the legwork all around and getting our community's Star Trek message out there. Hello, Sir Lacard. It's good to see you, Ray. It was Gavin Blackburn. It's Ensign Tilly. Ensign Tilly was much bigger than that. Ensign Tilly is just like... Oh, are you talking about like when we thought the garbage, the recycler monster? It's so funny. It's like they took their own outlook on Star Trek and turned it into a monster. It was like just this giant scavenger monster that like grabbed up pieces of other starships or other franchises. It left Earth like in the 21st century, and it didn't really, for some reason, it got way far out there. It never picked up that much great technology, but it had a bunch of Doc Ock arms, and it was a little bit Doomsday Machine-like. And at the end, we blow most of it apart, and at the center we see not a future version, but the American flag as we have it now, with as many stars as it should, and it's just like... So, and like they don't have it like spinning through space, like you don't get a quick, like you stare at this, you get to see it's absolutely not an allegory, and it's just like, it's because they went to space. Maybe they had the right idea at first, but just taking things isn't right. And I'm like, they were scavenging like tech from space, and you're calling it wrong. Like, you just, like, we went through like why their like their planet was so challenged, and then like the next thing it's like we have a picture of the crew and we look at them and it's like when we saw them they were the trash people, and when we see them again, like, they're less filthy and we can see through their helmets and they have Tesla spacesuits and their leader is JD Vance, and like we were like mocking laughter by the whole panel at that point. So this was a hell of a lot better story than that, although that was more of a horror story in an unconventional sense. I thought that one of the things that I liked the best about Catspaw was that music. We had great music all throughout Catspaw.
Well, you can't help it. I mean, it was by the Clash.
Yeah, rock the Catspaw. And we did. And so trick or treat, everybody. Welcome to the second annual celebration. And I guess with Radioactive up to the plate, talk about Catspaw a little bit and what you thought of the episode. We had some witches, some Macbeth. We found out the aliens, like, either they're looking back in time and they're not compensating for the fact that whatever their telescope is off by a couple of 100 years, or they've pulled it out of Kirk's mind in an incomplete fashion, or out of Jackson's mind in an incomplete fashion. And the sympathetic magic and some of that weird stuff, and Sylvia's offer and how weird the aliens were. Give us your thoughts on that episode.
Well, let's put it this way. If you compare it to other real Star Trek episodes, you might say it's not one of the best. However, given the last 10 minutes of conversation, it's like an A+ compared to Soy Trek.
It's about as good as any episode of Enterprise. Maybe there's a couple of episodes of Enterprise I like better. Not a lot. It's better than most every episode of Enterprise, but it's still not as good as some Star Trek original series episodes.
I mean, comparing it to Enterprise is one thing, but comparing it to Kurtzman Soy Trek, that's a whole other thing. That's what I'm saying. I mean,
Enterprise compares far more favorably to this than Kurtzman Soy Trek does,
right.
because Enterprise is Star Trek. And we are getting a little bit more on Trek United. Mike Sussman is making his presence known a little more. I think what happens was he promoted a post or something on X so that we got to see it. It found its way to me. I took a look at it. It still wasn't substantive, but it was like writing away and fleshing this out, and there was actually a lot of good stuff in the show. Enterprise, for them to go forward with what they were doing with this show. They said they had enough lore, and you got to think between that and TOS, like, you could fill in the gap very easily and write your way softly out of Kurtzman Trek altogether. And this show still remains canonical to Kurtzman's Soy Trek because they don't go after it in that. So they could simply say, oh, yeah, like, we're a different branch of Dimensions. Like, it's as if at whatever episode, like, they didn't go back. And I would say this is the mirror universe, but stupid would be the Soy Trek. The Soyverse.
well, yeah, it is. The Soyverse is basically the stupid verse.
The stupid mirror universe. The mirror universe of dumb. Guys, hit the like buttons, get those comments flowing, get engaged. Hype up the stream if that's a thing you know how to do. I'm gonna have to ask Grok how to hype up the stream, but I give Catspaw an A. Radioactive, what do you give Catspaw?
Like I said, it depends on whether you compare it to the original series or other stuff. If it's other stuff, I think we can give it an A. Certainly, given the way the modern copy paste stuff has gone. But if you compare it, like, is it going to compare to like Doomsday Machine or Balance of Terror or?
It's a different kind of episode, but
yeah, I mean, it is. I mean, the one thing that's a distraction or a deduction from this episode is they did make it a little bit too colloquial, so to speak. I mean, they did play into, they probably got pressure from execs. Okay, you got to do a holiday special episode. Well, What if we don't like this one? Well, it's either this or the Christmas one. Okay, we'll just do this one then.
Well, we don't want to do a secular holiday. It'd be better for us to do Halloween. We'll just do what we got. I think maybe they tried too hard a little bit, or maybe 60 years has changed it. Like, this was much more expectant and much more creepy, and people walking around in that sort of zombie way that Sulu is, that is, very 60s TV. We had so much fantastic music playing throughout the entire episode. There's like 4 notes of music in the new track. And hey, Crimlon gifted 5 Admiral Teag memberships. Thank you, Crimlon. I really appreciate that. Let's see who got lucky enough. Attack pattern Crimlon, indeed. Let me jump over to my channel and see.
I gave myself
who
one.
got those? Did not Crimlon get one?
No, I actually gave myself one somehow.
That works. Welcome to Fox Hills, Kazumi. Welcome, Gavin Blackburn, and welcome, Crimlon. Crimlon received a gift membership from Crimlon. And Mark Harkness, welcome back, Mark. Guys, tweet out that Admiral Teague's live. We're having a great time here on the East Coast of the U.S. We've got Halloween breathing down our neck. We just watched a great episode of Star Trek, and we have some great stuff coming up. We also, I would ask Crimlon, what do you give this episode of Star Trek that we watched? I gave it an A. Radioactive gave it an A. What are you going to give it? And no pressure here. Give it whatever you want.
I think for the time period and how good a lot of those series were, I'll give it an A.
It's very much archival TV, but it's good storytelling and high quality, and that music, man. Oh man, that music really just.
It's definitely something you can watch over and over again, and usually that's in my book. That's definitely somewhere around an A.
All right, so the usual, we got the landman panel. It's Halloween, so the landman panel is dressed up doing Star Trek. That's our Halloween trick for the landman panel. Then next week we'll try to do double duty and cover episodes 7 and 8. Then we can do a week on episode 9. If anything happens, we'll have watched all of them by then. And then if we do it episode by episode, if we double up next week, we should finish Landman Season 1 the week before Landman Season 2 starts. And I think maybe Sunday will be the most likely night. Like, this is the deal. There will be, we're hoping for 2 Landman shows on our show, and we'll talk about Sheridan in a moment. For our channel, guys, here's what I'm thinking. Landman Live, when we go on Tuesdays, and after we watch Landman, maybe like Landman Live for that and a studio session. So like one live show like on Tuesday and one studio session. I don't know when Landman drops. It looks like it drops Sunday morning early. So we could watch it and react to it. Then either at the end, then we could end the show and talk in a studio, or maybe the show would lend itself to being harvested and turned into a video essay for the middle of the week. I don't know yet. I'm not sure what the exact pattern we're going to approach Landman is. I think hopefully one live and one studio, because Landman Live has value. We had great jokes last year, like Kremlin came up with the Joker Wolf thing that was just hilarious, where it was Liz versus the Joker Wolf, and other great stuff. So thank you, and I want to thank Kremlin once again for giving out the memberships. And hey, the Dead Man, thank you, sir. Is it Ghost Pirates or Pirate Ghosts? It's Ghost Pirates for sure. It is Ghost Pirates for sure. By the way, this is a little programming note for the regular Star Trek show. So Star Trek this week we got Mirror Darkly. It's season 0, episode 1, and season 0, episode 0, and episode 01. Then we'll return after that to the crazy, and let me get this up there on screen. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dead Man. We return to the crazy timeline of their weird man in the high castle thing. So what I'm thinking is we do Mirror next week, and then between starting the next and final season, we do a retrospective where we look back, and we'll have people on to represent the fans. I'm thinking RRTNZ if he's free, and the dead man could join us, and we could all talk about how we feel looking back on the season. And then maybe we could have the landman people on for a discussion too, because I think we got to assess going forward. So at least 1 week of discussion of season 3 before we move on. I don't know how big season 3 was. It was a very different Star Trek season. I don't know what to say about it, except that it was deeply interesting to see them go on a really different track. So, are the Ghost Pirate Ghosts, are you referring to the scavenger ship episode of New Trek? Because that was the dumbest. It's like, in this episode, they had, we're shooting to kill with phasers, right? We're shooting to kill with phasers. And what happens is they're firing back, and they finally hit someone, and they're like, ah! And I forget, I think it's fake Spock goes, yes, they're quite brutal. The natives of the people on the scavenger ship use firearms. And it's like, and it's like, meanwhile, like, they're shooting to, like, kill with phasers. It's like, okay, thank you, whatever. And it's the same bullshit, but at the end of the episode, when we find out the scavenger ship was from Earth and from the United States, that was just a little much. And it undercut the Doomsday Machine. So is that what you mean about the Pirate Ghosts? Because, yeah, and their Tesla space uniforms, which is like clearly Rage About Doge played in or something like that. But I want to thank the people from Strange New Worlds for their bad season being, and thank you so much to the Dead Man. Thank you so much. I want to say I thank the people from Star Trek New Trek for that episode being probably AI written, because I feel that season, which has been, many have said, was written by AI or with AI assistance. I feel like they programmed Star Trek into it, which is why either Ethan Peck made a power move and said, I can't take this anymore, or they programmed it with real Star Trek and it just did a slightly better job than them. They gave it some malicious prompts, but the thing is, like, did you notice that Spock was observational and not like as involved and hyper as he was in previous seasons of Strange New Worlds?
Difficult for me to say, Teague, because I only saw the first season. I didn't see the second season, but
the first season he's kind of calm, and they're trying to make him do stuff until the middle of the season where they just forget what they're all about. Like the mask drops and it just becomes crazy.
Well, the whole thing was a huge disaster. At least season 3 was. I can't speak to season 2, but season 3 was a huge disaster. Season 1 was kind of like mediocre.
Season 1, like, there was potential that they could have gone somewhere with season 2, but season 2 is, it's an implosion. Season 1 wasn't perfect, but you're like, for season 1, maybe, because it seemed like there was some correction, but there was, like, still the blatant feminism and the minimization of men in season 1. It's just that we didn't see it. Yeah,
I think Spork definitely went from being extremely hyper to just depressing.
You know what? We'll give you a moment of Spork. There we go with Spork. Thank you so much.
You call that Sporkalicious, right?
That's Bacon Spork, where he's going crazy because he tried pork. He tried, like, bacon. It is pork, I guess. He tried bacon, and he started freaking out. He ate, like, 60 pieces of it, and, like, he's just, like, his entire mouth is full of bacon. He's just chewing away. It's very Three Stooges. It doesn't work. And it's just, like, as he leaves the room, he's so pumped up from emotion from eating all the food that he screams into a pillow and, like, punches the air from eating all the bacon. Strange nude words and prophecy and periphery in it. Yeah, one episode of Stunted New Words and Spock was periphery in it. That's what I mean. Like, I think the AI had a hard time accepting Spock being in the situations because it was programmed. Like, they dumped like 70 Star Trek scripts into it. You know what I mean? not their own. And they said
and
to
then
it,
put
you
it in
know,
the blender and saw what came out.
well, then they took a malicious hammer to it, like had the way they went after Gene Roddenberry. But the way Spock was that this season, Ethan Hunt's Spock had a lot of lines where he was observing with great consternation, and
You mean Ethan
his
Peck.
sideburns. Yeah, Ethan Peck. Sorry,
Yeah,
he
not
was
Ethan
observing.
Hunt.
Ethan Hawke.
Sorry, Ethan Hawke. Ethan Hunt.
Well, it was a
Ethan
Mission
Peck.
Impossible.
Yeah, to save that show, and it's another Desilu show. But no, Ethan Peck is like in season 2. It's like the mask slips. There's no money. They're absolutely terrible the whole time through. It sucks. In season 3, there have been accusations of it was written by an AI, and I got to tell you, having watched it, I feel like season 3 might have had AI assistance because in some of these really stupid situations, Spock hangs back. And he's calmer, and he's far more normal than the Spock that we get in other situations. Like, Spock is just like, it is strange that we would see these characters from a 20th century TV show. Rather than, like, jumping in there and being, like, lead idiot like he was last year. It seems to be like this guy, either Ethan Peck was just like, I'm not doing this like this anymore. And we got 10 of you watching. That is fantastic for an impromptu Halloween show where absolutely everyone is on the air. I want to thank all of you. You guys are the greatest. Season 1 of SNW was okay. Season 3 went off the rails. Yeah, it wasn't like season 1 was okay. It was like it wasn't so terrible that you didn't think they could pull out of it, but you didn't have like the greatest feels. Would I be onto something there, right? Like, there's something happening, and hey, look who's here. West Cagle. West, if you want, you have access in the common area to a pass to this show. I believe I left one there where everyone could get it in the group. Yeah, it's in the landman panel group. So if you want, you can join us. We've moved on to the landman and Taylor Sheridan part, but we can talk Catspaw for a minute. Catspaw is one of my faves. Probably because they don't show it often, so it was a treat. It's true, they tried to line up for Halloween in New York. We had a different version than the one that you would see in Philly. I don't know if you saw the Philly station or the New York station. I'm guessing you had Philly TV because you like the Eagles. In the New York version of this, we had an episode that had like 2 or 3 minutes cut out, but ours were like more colorful. We had like the higher color, more technicolor version. It had to have one more commercial in it to pay for that or something like that. And then there was like when I would visit my friends in Philly, like my family would go there, we would see the episodes and it would be like, there'd be segments that I didn't remember from like watching it back home. Theirs had their Star Trek episodes like a minute or two longer, but they didn't look as good and the soundtrack was scratchy and compressed by comparison. Sir, it's good to see you. Yes, sir. I always watch my Trek on PIX11. They had the more colorful and better sound than the one on than the one in the Philadelphia station. But the Philadelphia station is the guy we used to say, and we could get it here sometimes. That was a longer episode. And I just want to thank everybody who helped get people here because honestly, it's a spur of the moment thing, and we got people like Vankman's Girl and others out there who have very nicely spread the word about the show. And we've got some sirs out there. Sirs and madams. Hello, sirs and madams. You know what? Let's talk about this for a minute. News broke. There were 2 priorities for Paramount Plus. One of them was UFC. Now, you guys might be the right people to ask about this one. From what I understand, sirs, is UFC huge?
I think it's pretty huge.
Yes, it is big.
When I watch it, it's exciting, but it's over in 1.5 minutes.
Well, that's normal.
Almost every time. Yeah, that's a little anticlimactic, don't you think, sirs?
Well, you got to have a lot of stamina in order to fight like that. It's not like it's boxing.
Boxing.
Yeah, it's not
boxing is real, but boxing is so much more fun. To me, to my
also
mind.
more rigged.
Of course, it's rigged, and so is UFC. All sports are rigged, especially the Jets. But that's not why we're here. Don't bet or gamble unless there's a YouTube app. Then use the YouTube sports gambling app if they ever come out with one. Then only use that one. Until then, don't do it.
And then
I
that's
want to
when
keep
we're
my-
gambling on YouTube channels?
Is that where you were at? You lived in Newport and you had to fiddle with the antenna to get the Boston channel. I feel your pain. You could do a lot in 90 seconds. Ask my ex-wife. You know,
In
what
that
can
kind
I
of
tell
thought
you?
process, you can do a lot in 20 seconds.
You get into it. You get out of it what you put into it. Am I? Yeah, I'm not. I don't feel like I'm a mirror image of myself. I can't tell. I'm not smart enough to be able to tell. Is my insignia on the right side? It is on the correct side. Yeah, no, okay. This is not mirror. This is me. But we will watch Mirror Mirror on Saturday. That's going to be fun. We'll watch that first on Germs, and then we'll go over to the main channel to do the review show. That's a two-parter on TOS. That should be a lot of fun. But let's talk about the other Paramount story is this. Taylor Sheridan, major contract. They got the UFC contract. They did not get the Taylor Sheridan contract. Taylor Sheridan goes to, of all places, he goes to Peacock. He's going to end the NBC Paramount Universal. He's leaving Paramount and going to the Universal. Here's the deal.
Did he
He
sign
always
that contract?
contract's a
It's
done deal.
It's a done deal, but that's in 28, right?
30.
Oh, 30. Okay, so he's got plenty of time to get several more
supposed to
seasons
get-
of Landman done.
We're supposed to
under
get.
his-
We have enough time for one more season, if not two, of Landman if we hurry. It depends on how concerned he is. And his shows that were made on Paramount stay on Paramount. He could turn people over to keep some of them going. You know, there are Taylor Sheridan shows that he's only developed. So Landman potentially could continue going forward if he has a potential writer that he likes in there. And hello to everyone who's filtering in. And if you haven't said hi, I still say hi to you if you're just going through on stealth. But do me a favor, help me hype up the stream by giving it as many likes as possible. And let's see what we can do as far as a poll. We were talking about Landman. I'm wondering... does anyone here think Taylor Sheridan's production will be affected? Because here's the deal. Taylor Sheridan has a movie contract as of right now with Universal. He can make a movie, but these are cinematic movies. In 2029, he can start making. So I don't know if it would make it on TV that year with his production and the way he does things. In 2029, Taylor Sheridan can start making streaming shows for Peacock. From now until then, he has his Paramount contract, which he plans to honor all of. And let's remember this, folks. He always had a Peacock contract because that's where Yellowstone starts. And there's supposedly going to be more Yellowstone spin-offs, so... I think he's going to prequel himself. The Madison is due to go onto Paramount Plus later this year, and that's still out there being talked about. That didn't go away. It's been in production and been being talked about for over a year now. So let's see how soon we see some episodes of that. Michelle Pfeiffer in that one, and we also have 1944, I'm told it's called. So that one I imagine Spencer will be in. I'm going to guess they're going to have to recast Brandon Sklenar. Anyone? You can pull off aging him 21 years, but it wouldn't look great.
That would make sense to me that if they're going to push it forward that far, that they would replace the actor.
I would only want him to be in the first couple episodes before he coughs and dies anyway. To his credit, Brandon Sklenar says he wants to do it. But why wouldn't he say that? That's the smart thing to say. You want to work with Taylor Sheridan right now. Trick or treat, everybody. So Taylor Sheridan now is a Universal movie maker. He can make cinematic movies for them. So think about maybe return to the Sicario movies or something like that. All the Taylor Sheridan movies are remarkable, and you don't realize they're all Taylor Sheridan movies. It turned out Radioactive, you owned them all, but you didn't realize they were Taylor Sheridan movies, right?
Well, I didn't make the connection with Taylor Sheridan and Yellowstone initially, no, but
But
yeah,
you own them all because they're all good on their own merits.
the only one I don't have is Wind River. I have.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't.
I would advise getting
have
it.
them all.
Honestly, it's good. Jeremy Renner, very strong in Wind River. So is Elizabeth Olsen.
Well, that wouldn't surprise me. I mean, I have the Sicario films, and then I have was it Hell or High Water?
Hell or High Water is a great movie with Chris Pine.
Yeah, that both of those. Let me see here. So all of those films were filmed in either Texas or New Mexico.
Yeah, that's where he's centered out of. He now has a Montana ranch, but I don't know how long you can film there every year. Like, what does he go for the 1 month of questionable skiing? He's like, we want a lot of snow, but we don't want so much we can't get around. We better go around Memorial Day.
Yeah, that's about right. And then you'll still get
You'll get a few snow flurries at night.
well, you can get snow in Montana in August, July, June. It doesn't matter. As the old saying goes, it was 11 months of winter and 1 month of poor skiing.
What I like is he's calling this phasing. He's phasing he's phasing from Paramount Plus to Universal, and Universal, they've got Peacock, so they're ready to go. And Universal movies, I'd like to see a cinematic endeavor from Taylor Sheridan. He has a primary director, so I think he could hand off some of these shows and develop another by developing more directors, or leave behind somebody and really have like two thriving empires and income streams, because he still created these shows. He will not work for both, so.
So the question is he
enough
going to be showrunner on all of these shows? Is he still going to consider himself showrunner, or is he going to kind of basically hand those keys off to somebody else, and then he basically is like an executive producer, so to speak? He just runs the LLC or whatever behind the scenes. And
I'm phrasing the question. Worried about Taylor Sheridan's producing enough as he phases from P Plus to Universal movies and streaming. I'm giving you your choices. It's concerning. And here's the deal. He did it over budget. Which I think is the right reason. He also retains the rights to owning a lot of characters. He can do any Yellowstone prequel he wants to, or any Yellowstone spinoff he wants to. He owns enough of it. Also, whenever they make any Yellowstone show, he's going to have to get paid if they use his characters. I think the deal is there are some storylines that other people wrote, and some characters will... One of the shows is Taylor Sheridan. I suppose it's the Madison. And there's another show, I think it's going to be called 6666, which will be all the other people's characters by the other creator, unless they reconcile and find a way to patch together, which would explain why the show is late. So I think there's a chance here that we get just more Taylor Sheridan in general.
well,
I think the end effect will be we'll get a cinematic movie, a couple of shows.
do you know how big the contract was for, or how many years he's got on his new contract with Universal?
I don't know that.
Because I only asked because I didn't see anything about it other than the fact that it was announced that he had made a deal with Universal, but I didn't see any details to it.
I think the deal is he has it's multi-yeared enough to think to say that he's part of the Universal orbit, like pretty much permanently now. He's made his choice between his two streaming options and his two platforms, and he's going to go with Universal. And hello, wow, 13 of you, welcome to the show. Please hit the like and follow. I appreciate everyone being here. We're talking about Taylor Sheridan. He is moving from Paramount Plus to most likely Peacock and maybe some NBC stuff. We don't know what level it's for, but we know that the streaming stuff is going to be Paramount until about 2029, 2030 is when the shows should start popping up on Peacock. So he has a lot to do between now and then. We know him for high quality work. Couple of fuck ups. We felt he fucked up the Tiona storyline. We feel like he realizes a little sooner that the inexpensive storyline in Landman is going to be Cooper and Ariana, and that he's screwing that up less bad. So I have a little more enthusiasm about Landman going a second or third season smoothly enough. I would ask you guys, Landman season 1 doesn't seem to leave us in terrible shape, and I don't know about Monty because I know season 1 of episode 2 is going to have a lot of Cammy. Okay, Crimlon, I understand you have to beam off. No big deal. I appreciate you being here while you could. Crimlon has to go. He has to go put down a sick goat.
That just didn't sound right at all.
Thank you so much. Happy Halloween. Have the best possible time and enjoy yourself tomorrow. Hopefully you'll get to go out with the kids and do some trick or treating.
Oh, most definitely.
All right, Crimlon. Thanks for being here, man.
Right.
I'll beam you off.
Crimlon!
Bye, sir. Goodbye, sir. And then there were two. All right, so the poll is Wes Cagle. You have the option. Wes Cagle may be doing he might be multitasking. He could be on another stream. I just don't know. But Wes Cagle, the in-demand man about town that he is, we will find out. So the poll is live. Worried about Taylor Sheridan producing enough as he phases from Paramount Plus to Universal Movies streaming? Yes, sir. It's concerning, says someone out there. Okay. No, sir, not worried. Has not gotten. We only got one vote so far. So jump in there and tuck right into that poll, everybody. Welcome to the show. I think, honestly, this is my feeling. When you get cinematic movies, his primary director directs now all episodes. He writes his flagship show. He writes the pilots of the other show. He co-created Landman, so I think Landman done in 3 seasons, so that's kind of his opus to Paramount Plus, because that's the one that seems to have the most future potential. Although whatever's going on with Billy Bob's character Tommy could boomerang back on us in the final episode. Still not there.
Well, yeah, we'll have to see. I mean, as we talked before about this, at least the Yellowstone prequels didn't impress me as much in hindsight as I thought at the time, especially
1883.
No, that was the better of the two.
Oh, 1883. It was long enough ago that you could kind of imagine and just pretend enough. But I mean, 1923, it had huge holes in it. I figured this one out. There's historical fiction, and then there's historical fantasy.
And then there's historical faction, and they got the faction part kind of wrong.
They were all wrong about a bunch of stuff, but as we figured it out, 1883's biggest problem is that in real life they would have gone from major city to major city, and the cost of the wagon, the supplies, and the beast of burden to get you there and the supplies for them was far higher than the railroad ticket and buying all new furniture, or even transporting by freight your own stuff from Kentucky, where they were, to anywhere, to any one of 2 destinations in Montana, or exactly where they wanted to go, Oregon. No problem. So
That's right. There was no
Not a lot of
problem.
wagon training going on at that point.
Well, that and the fact that the Guardian Wars were already over by the time
There-
those events allegedly happened.
It was logical enough to get past laymen because they know, like, the big event they know is at 1876 Custer's Last Stand
Yeah.
in the Battle of the Greasy Grasses is called by the Guardians. But as we know, that was, you and I know this, that was an outlier event after like 10, 12 years of peace and a war of pacification that was not that costly to the United States, sadly, unless you want to, assign people fighting against the flag to the United States, which was done in the case of the Civil War. Do we regard the Guardians as Americans? Absolutely, but were they certainly weren't citizens of the U.S., right? They were fighting against that.
At the time, it was.
They had birthright citizenship at the very least. I mean, they belonged here, obviously.
Yeah, it was a different era back then. So, but that said, I mean,
Guardian misunderstandings were very painful for this nation and a painful thing. What can you do? It happened. It happened. We can't undo it.
But in terms of the story that he built, and we talked about this ad nauseum in the past.
Oh, if they had been so stubborn as they insisted to go by wagon train. Yeah, it should have been 1843. And in 1883, you pointed this out, it was so correct. If they had been so stubborn as to demand that they go by wagon train, the cobblestone roads would have been a little bit of a help. And also, they would have been in a lot of the places. And also, they never would have been more than a week or two from a major city, even if they made bad progress. So it'd just be like, well, our first stop is St. Louis, where we'll get even more food. And the idea that there were roaming bands of lawless people in 1883
just didn't exist. It just wasn't that way at all.
The movie it reminded me of was it stood in stark contrast to movies like the Wild Bunch that showed the West closing down, or Butch and Sundance, Butch and Sundance isn't that much later.
Oh, you mean the
Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid?
Yeah,
it's not that much earlier.
Paul Newman, Robert Redford film,
right? Because there's another one with William Catt and Tom Berenger called Butch and Sundance. That's actually good.
Okay, I don't think I've seen that one, but forgotten.
It's from the 90s.
I was going to say, I've forgotten the time era in which that the events of Butch Cassidy and Sundance Kid took place. Was it the 1880s?
Yeah, distantly after the Civil War, but not
film.
preposterously distantly. Maybe 1889, because I think there's a motor car involved at some point. They've got a modern bicycle, or a modern enough bicycle. That movie kind of gets weird with the montage, but good movie, fun movie. I love the ending. It's a fun movie. But yeah, that one of our better Westerns. But let's see. Taylor Sheridan, I think, has a chance to make movies, right? So he's shown that he can do multiple things at once. Linus, just end it. It's never going to be... You can't... I don't know why they convince you to go for broke with that one. They can't fix that one. I don't think it can be fixed. Linus kind of sucks. 1923... It wasn't the greatest ending, but it was good enough. That's the only way to put it. It was a good enough ending. I appreciated that ending. It wasn't too terrible. I don't know. What did you think about your thoughts on the 1883?
The 1883.
Let's go with 1923 first.
Oh, okay. The finale for 1923 was fine, but as we mentioned before, the lead up to that was fairly disjointed.
And had they made us wait one more week, we would have been infuriated. They had to do the story when it was... They had to finish that story in 1 week.
Yeah, it was just disjointed. That was my experience with season 2. Of course, season 1 I didn't see, so it's kind of you could say I'm
season
a little
1
bit biased on what I saw.
Pretty killer and longer. It was 10 episodes, and it was better. The thing was, yeah, when you're building stakes and building out the world, it's like, I guess, a lot easier. In Landman, I believe season 2 appears to have 8 episodes, so we're gonna pay off everything in 8. It's just like your payoff season or your second season just seems to need to be shorter. We'll find out how long it is, though.
Yeah, we'll see how they do with season 2. Let's hope they're not jinxed by the modern. It seems like the modern TV shows are always jinxed by season 2.
Season 2 seems to be a problem, but this one seems to be intended to continue into a third season. And Taylor Sheridan owns it enough that he could just jump the show to Peacock and have subsequent seasons be there. I mean, he probably will own what he owns. I don't think he'll be able to move what he's made already, but I think he'll be able to move a future if he wants to keep going with this one. Or like I said, like I believe the guy's name is Ben. I forget his name, but there's a primary director that he mostly trusts. And if he has the right writers, I mean, he's developed a lot of people. If he puts his best writers on this, if he wants the Landman show to go forward, if he wants Billy Bob to have that, he can just keep going forward with that. Or he can recast everybody into new shows on Peacock when he gets there. And the idea that some of these people, like his entire universe of stars that he's developed, can be in his movie. Could you imagine a Taylor Sheridan movie with the star power with Kevin Costner won't be in it, but Harrison Ford and
assuming Harrison
Stallone
acting.
Harrison, I understand a lot of people are saying he can't retire. He didn't plan very well.
That's shocking. But
oh wow. Thank you. RRTNZ has arrived. Thank you, my friend. Hail team, he says, can't join for the next few weeks at this time due to sports commitment, so you'll have to boldly go without me. Live long and prosper, everyone. That's too bad. I was hoping that you could be on the panel for the retrospective view of Enterprise, but maybe we could sit down with some people and talk about Enterprise in retrospect, because I think that's going to be upload worthy and video enhancement worthy. I think season 3 in retrospect is going to be a very interesting Star Trek conversation. So I hope you'll be able to check it out afterwards, which seems to be something that people like. The show's evergreen.
It's designed to be that way, and you can't undo that, but we can diminish the effects of it.
Okay, George. Do a better job next time, George. Okay, please.
You've gone too far in a few places.
You didn't go far enough. Speak up next time, okay, George? Thank you. Thank you, RRTNZ. Let me get that up on screen. Thank you. With 5 New Zealand super dollars. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And I think you deserve some video for that. Let me see. What do we have that we can play? I think we could do this, at least. Here we go. Where is it?
Sir, that was so controversial. Sir.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm looking.
Incoming transmission.
I'll find it.
Find this man.
Where is my patent music? I'm surprised. You know, they have changed this interface, and now I'm invited to a live workshop where they're going to, explain to me how to use my own technology.
Sir, it doesn't matter. Nobody cares.
Here you go, RT inside.
Carthaginians defending the city were attacked by 3 Roman legions. Arab women stripped them of their tunics and their swords and lances. The soldiers lay naked in the sun. 2,000 years ago, I was here.
I can see Admiral Teague saying that in a battle against the Romulans, with a bunch of red shirts strewn all about and Romulan centurions, and you just giving that same speech.
It's like, sir, we're going to beam me down to the coordinates. No, beam me down to these coordinates. But, sir, the battlefield is there. don't argue with me, Chief. I can smell a battlefield. And he materialized like, these are Iconian ruins, sir. The Iconians were attacked by 3 Romulan legions. You know? This is
That's
like
right.
2,000 years ago. I was there. And it's great to see RRTNZ and Wes Cagle doing his part, wrenching away. He has access if you want to jump up on the bridge, but it's good to see like a great crowd here for an informal Trek show. We want to drag this over the line. Germ has his pass. He's going to be showing up about midnight. We'll hang out till a little bit past that, get his Catspaw reaction. But let's see how the poll is going. I'm wondering how the electorate feels about the Taylor Sheridan production bubble. Let's see. Sirs, it's concerning. No, sir, not worried. Tied at 38%. And you're all wonderful people, and 25% of you have agreed to have just consented to like the stream and see the results. Thank you for the interactions. Hit the hype or whatever it is. Please like the stream. Again, sharing it off the browser tab to X, very big, very huge. X loves this. So does YouTube. It shows cross-platform, cross-pollination, and it's really good for everybody. I want to thank everyone, too, who got me up to 2,900, 3,000 next stop. We're going to be making a major sub-drive over the holidays, and hopefully, I'm thinking by the end of January, we can have 3,100, at which point we'll declare 3,000 a reality. That's how I like to do it. And hey, the Dead Man, thank you, sir. Happy Halloween to you too, sir. I heart your chat. I really appreciate it. And, this Halloween, here I am. I'm wearing my costume. I have 2 Star Trek Halloween costumes for the channel this year. I have this, and I have my green wraparound Kirk alternate tunic, which I will be wearing on Saturday night again for the show. It's going to be a lot of fun as we do Mirror Darkly, parts 1 and parts 2, which is, again, season 0, episode 0, and episode 01. I love that there's a season 0. It's because they corded out of the regular season. They were like, they were like, the Xindi arc's weird enough. We'll save this for your 3rd season, or I'm sorry, your 4th season, or we'll show it over the summer as its own movie. Do you remember the Mirror episode of Enterprise, or have you not seen that one, Radioactive? I know that Enterprise is a show you're not fully versed in. Life was sometimes busy. Life happens. Yeah, life happens.
Life happens. That was a 2-parter, wasn't it?
It is indeed a 2-parter.
I've seen.
Hey, look who's here, Mr. Carter, sir. Hail, Admiral, and Radioactive. Sirs, sorry I cannot make it tonight.
Mars is here?
Oh, bummer. Sean's car was hit by Borg sphere fire in his driveway. What? It was, the Borg sphere fired. I went back in time. Apparently the temporal wake shielded us from the anomaly. We were able to destroy the Borg sphere, but not before it got Sean's car, unfortunately. I cannot make it tonight. Unfortunately, the car was determined a total loss. That sucks. So in a shit mood and kind of exhausted as fuck. I don't know what the used market is like. I guess, unfortunately, you've been a member for 21 months, so I feel you're paid on that one. And, obviously, a great co-host and companion here. We watched Catspaw before. Do you want to give it a quick grade or thoughts? Or you can give that over on the weekend, too. I don't know how mobile or able to communicate you are. Sean, sometimes on the road. Probably not on the road tonight with what happened to the car, but I am very, very sorry to hear that. You know what? We've got something for that, too.
Transmission.
Should we do this? Sir. So that's very controversial, sir. Very controversial indeed. Let's bring back Miss Sweeney. I'm sorry, Cindy. You know what? Here's for Sean. Here we go.
We will win. We will win. We will win. We won't rest. We won't rest. We won't rest. We won't rest.
Oh God. Sean, thank you so much. In the future, they're going to be studying optics, and they'll be like, "Now, this is what failed political movements look like." Such a bad. As a citizen, I find that to be a failure that's unconscionable. You're leader of one of the two parties, and this is the kind of show of resistance you put on. Well, forget about fighting on the wrong hill. How about looking weak and dumb?
Yeah, it's kind of like the Dukakis moment back in the day with him wearing the army helmet and trying to pretend he was a tanker.
Yeah, it was just the wrong look, and it was goofy on him. He didn't look right in the helmet. He's not a military type, and like he was wearing like a suit. I think it was all the wrong optics. Maybe the thing was the tank was fine. He didn't look right in it, and like we found that for a few years there, some bad video can destroy you. The last time it seemed to really happen was Howard Dean, because from 2015 onwards we've seen. Bad video moments are recoverable from. Trump invented coming back from the bad video moment. In a Mirror Darkly is my favorite story of Enterprise. That opening montage is excellent. It is really excellent. And here's the deal, too. I got, for the first time, copyright matched on last week's Enterprise. So there'll be an extensive show of characters, and we'll show you everybody. And it'll be like more like slides. The big pain in the ass, believe me, I'd rather make a video essay. But this one is 2 episodes long, and I do not have enough time to make a compliant video in time. Although, I'm going to tell you this, I might just be willing to give it a try. I might just have it in me to give it a try. I might be fired up enough, because if I could do that in like 6 or 7 minutes and maybe have a compliant video, which I could then release on the Mirror Darkly episodes, that would be mighty good for our Enterprise show. Because I know that we milked the beginning of the Xindi War for some great stuff, and we're going to jump into the middle. Ooh, yeah. It's not like once the second income is interrupted. Hopefully, I know that like now Sean is a great guy, so I think that at Income Source 2, they're going to be bummed out that he's not around, and that he'll get that one back as soon as he's mobile. So, okay, and maybe in the meantime, mobilize. Maybe Retro Reels and Games needs to get up to speed, and you can have your second business justifiably enough. And I know that it was a thing that we all love doing, so maybe that as a potential income source. I know that big YouTuber comes with a lot of headaches, but just don't eat those raw meat burgers. No, don't eat those. Everybody wants some, but cook them through. So Catspaw is an A great sci-fi story, and Korob staring into the camera is fucking hilarious. Korob, he's a great voice actor. I don't know if he's got the greatest presence, but he's a good foil for Sylvia. And I think they reused his outfit in an episode of Batman, or in this. I'm gonna Google Korob's outfit. I'm gonna see if like Googling things is now. I'm gonna grok it. Let's see. Is the outfit the male alien? I guess I don't want to try to spell Korob or spell it wrong. From Catspaw, where it's used again. In a TV show or movie. I have to just refine the prompt a little bit. Star Trek episode. All right, let's see. It's searching. No, the outfit worn by the male alien Korob, played by Theodore Marcus in Star Trek: The Original Series Catspaw, Season 2, Episode 7, aired October 27th, 1967. It was not reused in any other TV show or movie. The costume, a distinctive yellow and green wizard robe with a gold lame hood and an all-seeing eye emblem in the front, was originally borrowed from an episode of Gilligan's Island. Lovey's Secret Admirer aired January 23rd, 1967, so it was used previously, not before, where Bob Denver wore it as a fairy godfather in disguise. However, there are no instances of appearing afterwards, so it was used before. Okay, my instincts served me well. I searched my feelings and I was right. Thank you, Grok! Yeah, Mirror Darkly is a lot of people's favorite. Mirror Darkly proved that classic Connie works just fine in advanced TV. It looks beautiful. It's some of the best we get of a Constitution class ship. I think there was more money to do it in those 2 episodes than was ever put into any single episode of Star Trek, the original series remaster, which we will probably use when we watch it, although there will be time to talk about the original way it was filmed. Because let's face it, we love these episodes, and we'll just get into the differences between the 2 types of episode. I don't think the special editions are longer, and only exteriors are substantially changed, except in the one with the Horta. I'm blanking on the name.
What do you mean? The episode name?
Yeah, with the Horta.
The Devil in the Dark.
Thank you. Yeah, it's one of the best all-time episodes. So, what can I tell you guys?
Don't kill
Admiral Teague. Is it saying that it won't kill us or begging us not to kill it? I thought that was great. As a little kid, I was just on my mom's couch, just watching that, loving every minute of it.
Good monster episode, monster movie-like episode.
It's a really bad.
Actually, you could argue far remake. More a Halloween episode since we did Catspaw. It's almost more of a Halloween episode than
it's a good
Catspaw.
monster of the week. It's scarier than Catspaw. It's a horror episode. Yeah, isn't it ridiculous? I changed my handle because Saving Star Trek is safe with the other channel where I watched Catspaw earlier with whoever wanted to watch it with us. And on this channel, we came over here, we did a little criticisms of it, and we're talking now about Taylor Sheridan's future. So he's a Universal movie director right away. We might get a movie or 2. I think we will get a movie or 2. It has to be cinematic, although that can then go to streaming and might represent him being on the streaming platform beforehand in a way. But they're supposed to be cinematic. He also then will start with the streaming shows in 2030. So plenty of time for him to bring the entire loop to an end here and to finish off all the stuff that he's been doing with Yellowstone and with the prequels. 1944 seems a done deal. And yeah, everyone was okay in that one, Radioactive. So yeah, your concerns are noted. YouTube
Understood.
Cannot leave well enough alone. And we got some news today via Clownfish TV that they're going to make major changes to gaming and gory gaming. So they're not around to fucking with us yet, but it's a serious overhaul of all of YouTube. And if you've noticed this, if you watch one short, it then feeds you shorts nonstop for like hours. It's ridiculous. Hours. Thank you. Yes, chat is right there ahead of me. It's interesting that TOS borrowed from Gilligan's Island, but did you know that Lost in Space also borrowed from Star Trek, the original series as well? Were they on the same network? Is that what happened? And was it something like the ship from Alternative Factor, which was also in Games of Triskelion? Obsession is Halloweenish also. I would agree it's a good horror episode. Sir! We have Sarah's going on here. My favorite spooky Trek episode is Star Trek TNG Season 5, Episode 5, Schisms. We did that one last year. We watched Party Schisms last year, so we wanted to go in a different direction. We got a lot of Halloweens left to come, a lot of holidays left to come, a lot of Star Trek ahead of us, and it's really just looking forward to Season 4. So Lost in Space was ABC, and was Desilu selling out the shows? I don't know who made what, but if you think about it, one show has John Williams and the other show has Jerry Goldsmith, so 2 of the greatest soundtrack guys of all time and 2 of the greatest musicians of all time. A lot of people like Schisms. I was in a cold, dark place. It was, it should be inclined and metal. When they're describing like the implement, that's the one where people getting kidnapped off the ship by these like weird interdimensional beings. It's pretty cool. That's a good creepy episode. That one I think did air in October. Both. Okay. Sirs. Okay, they have shared some minor props and co-star actors. That makes sense. And R.I.P. June Lockhart, 100 years. What a graceful and lovely lady. I'm sorry, is it June Lockhart or Joan Lockhart? Joan Lockhart's Battlestar Galactica, right? Her daughter's on Battlestar Galactica.
Yes.
Season 2.
Yes.
Or whatever, late season
June
1.
Lockhart was the mother.
Right. Joan Lockhart, who's now like 65 too, is the daughter.
Wait a minute.
Is it her granddaughter? Because she was old.
No, wait a minute. That wasn't her first name on Battlestar Galactica.
The daughter's name was...
It was
the daughter's
Lockhart,
on
but,
BSG. I thought her name was Joan.
No, I don't think so.
We all love Sydney.
Anne. I think it was Anne.
Ah, you know what? You might be right. You're right. Yeah, buddy's right there with the answer. Yes, Anne Lockhart is the daughter. Way to go. And she doesn't do much after that. What does she end up on? Soap operas? But acting's not for everyone. Yeah, like Wes Cagle. Stop. Calm down now. Fap time comes later. Gentlemen, let's talk about the importance in these troubled times that you do not fap. We understand that our government is going through certain changes that you might find strange. But the less you fap, the less you'll need to eat. And that is important to keep in mind in these troubled times. Hopefully that gets resolved before it goes any further. But anyway, we wish everyone well on that one. That's the only way to put it. We don't want to go too political. I think that we're now entering a phase. I will say this since it's the weekday show. You know what, Radioactive? I think that the Landman and Star Trek panels now have a higher responsibility than ever to be entertaining because things are getting a little bit crazy in the real world, huh?
Oh, yeah, you could say that. If you're talking
might
about
have
the real world.
The real world is getting a little crazy. I think it's important for us to double down on being really entertainment professionals. The professionalism will come when these things touch upon our own lives and we are able to still stay objective and deliver a really good Star Trek show no matter what. And that's my promise to you. I'm going to do that even if goddamn Zoran becomes the mayor of New York. I'll somehow get over it.
Don't mess with Zoran.
You know what? His lead was halved. Hey, Sean, thank you. I need to ask my cousin if he's mourning June Lockhart. Oh, that's right. Did he have a video camera back then? June Lockhart's final performance. Oh, man. She was really cool, though. I mean, she shows up on like stuff like Dynasty and shit, too. Like, she had a career. William Shatner was like shouting her out like, happy 100th birthday. And you're just like, wow. And like we can only hope that Bill makes it there. I mean, Shatner is the greatest. He's continuing that tour. It's going to go on, I guess, forever. And it'll be great. The Professional with Natalie Portperson. No, although this week my money is, I don't think the Cowpersons are a good bet this week in football. The Cowpersons don't look as good as they have in previous seasons. What do you think there, Radioactive?
Are we talking football now?
Yeah, I don't know about the Cowpersons.
I haven't been paying attention to football for ages, so
it's just an excuse to call them that. I love that we're
let's put it this way: ever since
it's
they
Outlaw
went
Bill.
their knees with knee pads and chapstick a few years ago, I just count me out of that crap.
Radioactive and I walked out of the last football game we saw together. It was a wooden stadium where people were chain smoking, and we were like, the leather helmets are just the last straw. They're not playing it like men anymore, and we haven't been back since.
That's right. That's why we switched to rugby.
The old Brooklyn Dodgers football team. There's piano music and title cards.
There you go.
Is it me, guys? Let me know. Did you guys jump out and change your chat, your tags to match your channel name? Because that's basically what I did. I have preserved the Saving Star Trek name here and on Rumble. No one else is going to get their hands on it. It's my fucking show. And if the other channel becomes viable too, so be it. But, that'll be It's always a good advertisement for Channel 1. And putting the stuff from there over on YouTube, rather over on X, has been fun, as I now finally remember that it's time. It's the show's been on for an hour, so it's okay now for me to go into the Bumble studio and activate the Bumble feed that I set up again painstakingly beforehand. And I'll just... Wow, that didn't work out at all, the Bumble stream. Where is it? Here we go. Enter. This stream should have started. Oh, well, Bumble blows up on the pad again. Or is it just thrumming along without me doing anything? I don't know. I can't tell anymore with Bumble. It is such a confusing mess, Radioactive. You'd think Rumble Studio would make it easier, but it just isn't compatible and doesn't want to play well with other shows.
They haven't got it fixed yet, huh?
You know what it is? It's just never been up to speed, and when they try to make a fix or do something, they seem to take 2 steps back every time they go forward. Like, they provided you with a studio where you don't have to have any other software to broadcast with them, which is great, right? But then the problem is that you've got this studio what doesn't allow you to use avatars, which is traditional, and you can only go live with pictures. So I was going live with just a full screen covered up and occasionally dropping it, because like I'll open up the shade once in a while, like show off my Halloween costume. The bridge is smashed. The computer is inoperative. Damn peculiar. Do you like the battle lighting in my apartment? I figured it'd be fun for Halloween. No. YouTube changed my name, and now it makes me use the underscore before that just to read Wes Cagle. Yeah, I have control of the capitalization and all that. I just went with Admiral Teag, just like, pfft. If I went with the underscore, though, it would match my X. So I don't know, maybe. And yes, hey, the dead man gets thanked. And hey, I saw a werewolf in a Chinese menu in his hand walking through the streets of Soho in the rain. His hair was perfect. I'm sorry I was late on that. Thank you. I appreciate it. The dead man, I want you on that discussion. We'll figure out a way next week to get that for sure. Communication, always one of those weird things without the X in play. As I fire the engines and it's saying waiting for an encoding server to claim my placeholder video over on X. I mean over on Bumble. How strange is that? Looks like another Skyfall over on Bumble, guys. Oh no, hey. Please wait till the video finishes processing. You know what? I see myself there. All right. I'm live and visible enough. Hello, Bumble. Hello to my friends over there. It's good to see you. And, okay, yeah, not buffering that far behind. All right. I got this one figured out. Let me spam a couple of emojis to wake this one up. Hi over there. And on YouTube, hello to you. Happy Halloween. Welcome. You made it to spooky season. It's great to see everybody. And thank you to the dead man for the parts of Werewolf of London. Wait, quick. Trivia. Robert Conrad's Jim West did the Vulcan nerve pinch a number of times to incapacitate the annoying guest girl of the week. Several times in the 1915 and in the September 15th 1967 episode Night of the Firebrand? That's crazy. That's funny too. I'm going to have to see that. If anything, YouTube will have that clip. People upload anything. And some of these AIs, hello, Germ, if you want to beam over, there's a pass waiting for you, sir. You've seen some of these Star Trek AIs that people are making, like Beverly Hillbillies Star Trek, Swamp People Star Trek, Florida Trek, Vietnam Trek. All of them pretty. Elvis Trek was something I've been talking about since I was a kid. They finally made it happen. Elvis Night of the Living Zombies was better. Now listen to me here. We're going to stick together. Understand? We're not going to make it.
There's actually an Elvis Predator now, too. Not sure how new that one is, but...
I want to see that. The new Predator kind of looks like Worf.
Oh, you mean for the new movie that's coming out in a couple weeks?
Yeah, I'm not too excited about it. Good night, Sean. Thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you'll be in a better mood tomorrow after some sleep. And, just get yourself ready for, like, a really big Saturday show. It's going to be fun, man. It's going to be so much fun. I mean, you know what? Saturday Star Trek with my buds has been, like, the highlight of my week. I know I find it to be a celebration. So Friday, take it easy. I'll be back maybe in the afternoon to do some entertaining and talk to some people. We'll see if Jerm wants to get here. We've got a nice crowd, and we're, making noise across the two realms. I appreciate everyone on both sides of the dial. And I want to thank everyone who was watching X before. And thank you to the Dead Man for your generous super chat. And Wes Cagle comes aboard with, wow, Jonathan Frakes should have stuck with Beyond Belief, Fact or Fiction after TNG. All the new Trek crap he did was James Taylor level. I got to agree. In fact, he's out of practice as a director. He was only ever a really good TV director, and I will give him that. I don't want to short Jonathan Frakes. He was really pretty good as a TV director. I'm being serious. But as far as a movie director, mediocre at best, sometimes subpar. A lot of times, completely subpar stories sunk his directing style. But I would have to agree with Wes Cagle here. His new Trek directing, out of touch and out of practice. And hey, it's Tony. This is not meant as a real life criticism. It's a callback to a joke we did together. You're boring, Tony. You're boring. It's good to see you, buddy. When you got to come by and we got to do the Tony and Gina skit and the Kennedy brothers again soon. Beginning to miss my regulars on the early night. One day, everyone will miss me. Oh, no. Okay, he's winking. Okay, yes. You know what? He's going to get lost somewhere in time. Don't fall into the hole in time, Tony. You've got to be careful. And everyone's wishing well to our guests who are going to sleep. And welcome aboard to the new crew. And let's see how many likes we got. 12 of you watching. I couldn't be more flattered. Germ may be making his way over. We got probably 30 minutes left in us to stream. 19. 2 more, and I'll have as many likes as New Trek has producers. Oh, you can't come up? You got to load up on... Okay. Go to sleep and feel better, my friend. Oh, wow. The Saturday cruise is all beat up. I might have to, dip into the landman bench for Saturday. People are dropping like flies. This is, honestly, I got to thank the Saturday Star Trek panel and the landman panel. When I decided to develop my own bench for these shows, and that was better. And so in the case of Star Trek, people really wanted to do it. So... and Landman, just the Taylor Sheridan stuff sold itself. The other shows were fun to watch, as flawed as they were historically. You guys have been the most stable panel. The Taylor Sheridan panel is going to be a year, and the Star Trek panel is over a year. Stable, the same way for over a year. We've got some great stories. It took a while to get it right. It's too bad that the first season of Star Trek, the first season of Star Trek Enterprise is the very most popular, and we hadn't gotten our style down completely yet, so I regret that we hadn't hit full stride during the most popular season. But as we head into TOS, it's going to be one of the most greatest, most incredible, one of the most amazing, adventures that any show has ever been on, because I don't think anyone's ever gone in from Enterprise before. The chronological view is an interesting flex for Admiral Teague. What do you think, Radioactive? You think we'll be able to navigate it?
Oh, no problem.
Captains of the Final Federation Fleet, happy Halloween. We will save Star Trek. It's a dead franchise right now, but all the talk about Trek United very much heated up. There's a lot of passion about Trek United, and I'm not the only one. Mike Sussman tweeted about it today. Let me see if I can find that for you. It's going well as far as the post from him. Let's see. This is a different Mike Sussman. Let me find the real one. I reposted it. It's in my profile somewhere. Let's see. This one seems to be real, because I don't think there's engagement farming to be had for anyone but him, or any reason to do it. Yeah, okay, so he goes by Michael Sussman. I'll share the screen so you guys can see it. So, United, we face the future. There's still time. Cast your ballot today for President Jonathan Archer. Vote here at TV Insider. This looks legit, but I didn't want to give him my email, so I didn't vote. You don't have to vote, but maybe just retweet it. 6,128 views on the guy's original post, the parent post on this one. I just retweeted it. I didn't put any comment on it. I do know that retweets are very important and very important for synergy, so I thank especially Vinkman's girl, who always retweets me. She's the best. Peter Vinkman fan club here. Or who knows what they are here. Tony, did you have to go change your handle, or are you already there? Is what it is. Tony, you are a great entertainer. When I was at Tony's show last time, he had really done a great job. What can I tell you? It was like he'd done a great job with the place. It was a full, I don't know how to explain it, like Pee-wee's Playhouse worth of action and sounds and reactions, and he had something for everything, and he was right on it, and I got to take my hat off to you, man. Very thorough. They are better. What, the TOS episodes? I'm going to assume you mean. They are going to be better. It's going to be a short conversation, because what we have is a long string of A's. Then we're going to have some ones that missed the mark a little bit, but they're still good. In original Star Trek, we have that episodes that missed the mark, but are so ironically funny that they work anyway, and it don't actually hurt the original idea. It was something of a different time. There's an innocence to it, but those original Star Trek episodes that just didn't get hurt by age, it really is something, and something to enjoy. You know what I'm talking about, right? The Organian Treaty one is ironically funny.
Really? You think that was a comedic episode?
No, it's well, actually, their interactions are purely comedic. They're trying to be funny.
Well,
Kirk and Spock, it's like there are 974 Klingons on this planet, and like they stun like two of them. It's like 972 left, Mr. Spock, right? Isn't there some interaction like that? Or they make a sling and knock one out like that. They knock out a couple of Klingons, and he's like, I believe we're down to 968, Mr. Spock. Not the odds are increasing in our favor. Kirk and Spock are they're not quite hamming it up, but they are like going to save the Organians in spite of themselves, and they're a little frustrated with them, right?
Well, that is true. They were frustrated with them. They couldn't understand why they were hyper peaceniks, and then they find out at the end. Oh.
And you know what? There's an episode that people who are hyper PC could watch, as well as their parents who may have been of a different mindset about like things like Vietnam, and everyone could walk away having fun from that because it was done in an observational way with a light touch. I was asked to explain this in mixed company. Why was Star Trek, like once good at politics and bad at it now? And my explanation was that Star Trek had once talked about things that were overdue, and it was very observational, and it was very safe, and it was very cool. So what they did was they were like, for instance, in 1966, we were like still had like a somewhat segregated society, and it was unseemly, and a lot of places like it was uneven, and you could leave one town and go to another, and all of a sudden like you're a pariah, and what's okay in New York is not okay in like Georgia, and it was like it had gone on for like 10 to 15 years, 25 years unchecked, really like spinning out of control as society tried to let off steam and calm it down. And like as it's coming to a resolution, and as like we tip the scale and like 60% of everyone thinks that everyone deserves all the same opportunity based on merit, and we try to move into becoming more of a colorblind society. Whether we overcorrect and have to do it again is that's a different question, but we'll find out. But the thing is, just observing on it in a way where Kirk's boss is black, it was a light touch. It was merely suggestive. The episode wasn't built around it. It was observational. It was conversational. It lent itself to a discussion that was not very charged. It was thoughtful, and it was the right flex for that show. Come on, don't you think Commodore Stone in Court Martial's pretty badass, radioactive? An obvious perjurer who has compromised the service for his own obvious cowardice. That's as far as you go, Commodore! Wait, hold on. That's as far as you go, Commodore! Then you draw a general court. Draw it.
I demand
Draw it. I demand it. I demand it!
Dun, 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 dun. Something like that. Wasn't that the music that played?
Dun, dun. Did they use the Romulan music? Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah. Something good.
They did. Yeah.
Yeah, they used the flourish of horns. Bam, 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 dun, 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 bam, 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 bam. And they went to the commercial on that, I think. Or like on the shocked hanging note. There were so many great, like the music in old Star Trek.
That's the way it happens.
You know what? Hacking and deep faking, they were like 60 years ahead of it. I mean, it's like...
That's right. And the question is what happened to all that black box technology they had? Because by the time they got to like next generation, what happened?
The computer all of a sudden wasn't so great.
Apparently not. They had it doing too much of the paperwork processing.
Exactly. It's just like, nothing's worse than an overworked AI. Hey, just call off the auto destruct, Magil. No, Magil, call off the auto destruct. Thank you. All right, let's just power up the bridge the right way and see if we can't get out of this in one piece. My gosh, you never know what's going to happen. Guys, I want to thank everybody. It's the beginning of Halloween. What Trek episode do you think of? Throw it in the comments when you think of Halloween. And let's take a look. The Taylor Sheridan poll. I personally, I'm not concerned. Let's see. It's still tied at 36%. 14 votes. Yes, sir, it's concerning. 36%. No, sir, not worried. 36%. Sir, I'm ready for more Sheridan. I think we're just going to get more Taylor Sheridan. I think that there will be Taylor Sheridan shows that will be viable to be picked up and be continued by the people who own Paramount Plus, if they want to put the money into them. Taylor Sheridan wasn't happy working under those financial constraints, so we'll see what happens. But it seems to me like Universal pounced in the hesitation while Paramount was trying to get its act together. I certainly think the Ellisons and Oracle would have been interested, and Skydance would have been interested in having Taylor Sheridan and his talent. But as we can see, as far as the Trek United tweet goes, that one, 203 likes. Did that go up? 203 likes, 33 retweets. Guys, we're going to make a point of this one. Go and retweet this one to give it some power. I don't care if you take the poll. just, no, that is not what we wanted to have happen. We did not want that to happen. No, sirs. Good thing I caught that one in time. All right, let's see if this... There we go. This is the address for the tweet. If you get a chance after the show or something, just go and retweet it and like it, because retweets have this synergy that likes can't give. The retweet is the highest form of endorsement in social media. The lowest is the like, because it's now anonymous. Although now I can like things. I like the anonymous like. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but let's take a look at that channel poll and talk about what's going to go on Saturday. We're going to have a 2-part episode of Star Trek Enterprise. It is In a Mirror Darkly. Admiral will be back in costume. I don't know. I mean, I hope Rick Magnum will be back. I mean, that was one fucking great costume. So I don't know how much effort that takes, but maybe Sean will be back as Rick Magnum. We'll find out.
Ensign.
It'll be fun.
Magnum, you mean?
Ensign.
Or is it Chief? Or is it Chief Rick Magnum?
I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm trying to take a quick look at something. I want to see what I can do with my camera. Ooh, interesting stuff, sir. Oh, wow. That feels more natural to look at, because that's how I'm used to seeing it back at myself, isn't it?
Which what?
The way I am now as opposed to this. Like, this feels weird to look at. This feels more natural because this is how I'm used to seeing myself in the mirror.
Okay.
Now I understand why I was so disconcerted. Sorry, guys.
You've got the emergency lighting set up on the bridge.
I like the emergency lighting setup. It's kind of fun for Halloween. And like the purple light on my face and stuff like that. Maybe I'm like some kind of a weird alien. Also, the camera also shrinks my body to a husk and gives me like extra skinny pipe cleaner arms. Like, I'm by no means ripped, but like no one's arms are as thin as these cameras make you look. Like, if you notice, I kind of taper.
I was going to say, see, what you're doing is you're mimicking what Kirk did during the Balance of Terror, right? They dumped all the garbage out the back end of the ship.
Yeah.
So they looked like they were critically wounded.
Oops.
And then they shut down all the lights.
That's right. Well, the Romulans dumped some garbage too, and a body.
Yeah, that's true. They both did it, didn't they?
The Enterprise might have done it first because the idea was to show Captain Kirk was particularly wily, but yeah, the Romulan ship is like, put the Centurion's body in the garbage chute as well. I'm sorry, my friend. One more service for Romulus. That was a great episode. And I've said this a million times, and the Mike Sussman X Suite doing better than you would expect anything Star Trek related to do. So we're happy about that. And give it a boost to help it out a little bit. I'd appreciate it if you could. We're hoping to get Star Trek United. The fact that the conversation's continuing organically now until like week 15, what do you think? Maybe at least week 12. What do you think, Radioactive? It's now starting to look less unlikely, isn't it?
What's looking less unlikely?
Hello to the Peter Vickman fan show. It's good to see you. I was just talking about you and thanking you for all those retweets. You were really sweet to help me out. Sussman and the conversation and Bakula confirming and talking about it has generated what looks like some AI art of what it might look like, but they're using Bakula's real image in it. Some AI art of what his outfit might look like. Some images and some ideas. And Sussman's been making the rounds. I was impressed by his appearance on Mary Trump, where he himself didn't take the bait, and he seemed to have laid down the no politics ground rules, because she was on YouTube today going nuts about him. She gets about 700 people to watch her too. By the way, I'm guessing that was legitimate.
Okay,
I would love to see her in a new Star Trek production.
Who?
Sydney Sweeney.
Oh, Sydney Sweeney. Okay, sorry. You mentioned what's her name? Anyway, okay.
I will say this.
No, not him. Okay. Let me get back on track on where we're at. Okay, so you're asking me about Trek United.
Right.
Okay. I'm kind of in.
They fleshed it out a little bit. The Mary Trump interview, it seems to have been his call that he didn't want politics to be part of it.
Okay.
And I honestly, my takeaway from that was, I feel respected that he wanted to talk about art and not like the real world and wasn't holding up this mirror. Because could you imagine Alex Kurtzman's Trek United?
Well, we can't have that. But even then, I would say I'm kind of more in JT Kirk's camp on this one. I'm not sure that it will be a good show. I'm rather suspect of it.
I'm excited to see it, and I'm excited to see it go forward if it goes forward the right way, which to me would mean one very important thing would be I don't want it to be a streaming series. I think Star Trek has done that wrong. I want either a regular series with like 22 episodes, or I want just a movie. And Germ's idea of an anthology of movies, one for every show, would be pretty good.
Well, they've kind of done that already, haven't they? I get Germ's point with the anthology.
They have, but they've been
that might actually work because let's face
corrective healing anthology and using the animated series to do one for TOS.
Oh, well, okay, an anime.
Well, you know what? I would accept Zachary Quinto in the voice role of Spock in that one too. I absolutely would. His heart's in the right place, and he tweeted a picture he went as alternate universe Spock because he has the beard now.
So an alternate universe to their alternate universe.
He gets that part too. Zachary Quinto is a lot cooler than J.J. Abrams. I'll watch Zachary Quinto. I will not watch. Well, I tried to watch J.J. Abrams. It was bad. That new show, though, where Zachary Quinto's a Spock-like doctor, but he has emotions, he's a good actor, man. Zachary Quinto's a good actor. I don't have any problems with him. He's not the problem. Radioactive, you have like at least your handle is identifiable to you.
Well, that's because I had to modify it slightly because
someone else has every form of radioactive.
Well, because the word radioactive is so there's enough out there. So
it's radioactive.
But I was able to figure out a way to get it so it mimicked the name in the chat. So
like the rest of the garbage.
But that's back on the garbage thing. See, now that's what we should have seen in we should be asking ourselves, which garbage debris field would the Millennium Falcon be floating behind?
I don't know, but I will say this as far as
Warbird or the Enterprise.
I would think that you would fly. It was not a Warbird. It was the experimental first ever cloaked ship. But I get what you're saying.
Well, okay.
I would want to fly behind the Enterprise because maybe get some parts and start to work on like a badass shuttle. 20 likes. Thank you so much. If there's anyone out there who hasn't liked the stream or coming through later, if you can get me to 22 or 23, I could pass the New Trek producers. That would mean a lot to me. And I want to thank everybody who's here. But I guess as we get ready to fold the tent for the night, I'll say Alex Kurtzman's New Trek would never be Star Trek United because he's a divider rather than United. Yeah, it would have had another name too. We've been like Star Trek Imperator with the way he does shit. Like it would have been so. He would have like brought back another temporal Cold War story and just like fucked that up too. And he tried to do something with Daniels in Star Trek Discovery, which is bullshit. But fuck that. I only want Trek United under certain terms. But I am excited. Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, I realize you're excited, but as I was trying to tell you before, I'm kind of more with JT on this.
You guys may well end up being right. But
well, it's not about necessarily being right or wrong. It's about, to me, it's more like, in a way, it's timing plus do we really need another prequel to the sequel? Prequel.
A prequel to a prequel
Yeah.
is a sequel to a sequel. It's true, but you know what? We kind of. Here's the thing: it could be done as a harmless palate cleanser, and if it's just done as a movie, like a 90-minute movie, and they leave it alone after that, I think we're in fantastic shape. It's only if we keep going and drilling away at it and having like a 10-part miniseries that's exhaustive and stupid again, do we ruin it?
Well,
I'd like to see Hoshi. I'd like to see Trip. I'd like to see maybe Jolene.
I get it, but here's
if Rivers Rapinoe is like 20 years old, like being a parent might not be her top priority anymore, or still her top priority, but there might be time for her to go do a role. I would like to see how she looks these days. I bet she's still pretty foxy.
Well, I would say this: I wouldn't be rushing to just try to get a new series, given the disasters that we've seen. It's just like rushing to get a new Star.
Anyone saying that's right? Buddy agrees.
Right, rushing to see another Star Wars movie when they can't get any of these shows right, Teague. That's the problem. It's not just Trek, it's Star Wars, it's Marvel, it's Doctor Who. I mean, they even managed to mess up Bond, and
the Bond movie was one terrible movie, though. I mean, the one before that, people had high regard for whatever reason. Although I didn't think it was that great.
Oh, you mean Spectre?
Skyfall, I thought was before that.
No, well, it was Skyfall, and then it was Spectre.
Okay,
Spectre.
That one.
They decided to wrap up kind of the. That was almost the roll up of all.
Where they try once again to justify Quantum of Solace, which can't be done.
I'll tell you this much: I don't mind Quantum of Solace that much. I didn't think it was that terribly bad. Maybe it was terribly edited. There was the
greatest.
Well,
it wasn't the worst either, though.
Well,
I got you.
I think I remember at the time it came out, a lot of people didn't like the way it was shot at the beginning. It was too many jump cuts.
It seemed like it was edited like a trailer.
Yeah,
the whole movie. The whole movie was like there was like all three trailers were almost intact in the movie as well.
Well, that's what I'm saying. The editing wasn't very, very good. The story itself, maybe not the best one, but I wouldn't say it was necessarily worst.
No, they get worse and worse with every Daniel Craig movie. By the time we get to Skyfall, that story's not too bad. But then, like, when we have to do that final movie is really hard.
I haven't seen that one yet. It
really sucks.
Yeah, that's what I understand.
Well, I mean, it was things like logical flaws that we should all understand. I understand why they didn't want the deadly virus to be biological. I understood why they wanted to have a technical component so it was less scary to people sitting in a movie theater in 2020. So, also, the movie was supposed to be worse than it was. So, I falsely enjoyed the movie a little more than I should have because I saw where they broke the pieces off that would have been worse. And I saw where they gave Bond some dignity. Dignity where he made comebacks instead of accepting the cucking. But he got cucked really hard and really well by the Ana de Armas part, which was really rough to watch. And in a James Bond scene where we have like the first like real nudity in a Bond movie, and it's fucking him.
Yeah, that's not what you're supposed to see in a Bond movie.
This is my general problem with him as Bond. Tell me what you think.
Okay.
He didn't play James Bond. He played a really tough merc who wasn't educated or refined, who couldn't judge wine, who couldn't play Go Fish, who had no casino skills, no fancy book learning, no upper class sort of refinement. He was just sort of there, being a tough, brutal merc. He did a lot of brutal kills and stuff like that. He was a good action Bond. He didn't have the character with the refinement and the coolness like a Timothy Dalton or like a Pierce Brosnan.
Okay, that's a fair critique. I would say this.
They changed the character too.
Well, keep in mind that of the Daniel Craig films, the only one that's really from original source material was Casino Royale, and that's why that was a good.
And they had the throwback to do that. But the thing was, the Pierce Brosnan didn't get one single source material movie or one single original title, And Tomorrow Never Dies and GoldenEye are both a lot better than anything we got with Craig. He was the least fun Bond. Where's the fun in his movies? It's so fucking grim.
They did play him a lot more serious, I guess.
The thing was, he was a very reactive movie franchise at that point. They're like, the first movie where he acts a little bit like Bond, but they're trying to make him have maybe his own identity. That one's okay. Then he gets kind of woke himself. He's in a bunch of failed bad movies like the Golden Compass. I mean, the movies that fail, like Golden Compass, a lot of people like it, but it fails and no one cares about it. Nicole Kidman, no one cares. And just like too many movies that we don't care about him in, like Force Awakens, which is a cameo, who cares? And like the Rachel Weisz like connection, like she just doesn't seem like she's a lot of fun either. Then he becomes like the drippiest Bond. He's the only Bond who hates being Bond, and he himself becomes a burden because he just doesn't seem to be any fun. He doesn't understand Bond, it seems, at the end. And then like making Bond more brutal, more mercenary, more brutal, more mercenary, and like that, like every once in a while having Bond do like a few minutes of being like cucked and apologizing for being a loser and for being too manly.
I didn't see the last one, but what I would say is that, but keep it in mind, Teague. We grew up watching Connery, and we watched Roger Moore, and Roger Moore was really played. He was the one that hammed up Bond and made it a light entertainment thing.
You Only Live Twice comes after the Lazenby one, but that had the new tone that we saw in the Roger Moore ones. And remember, the first time they bring out a Bond...
Hold on, wait, no. You Only Live Twice came before on Her Majesty's Secret Service. You're thinking of Diamonds Are Forever.
Yeah, you're right. He had left and come back before, but they didn't make an interloping movie.
Yeah, You Only Live Twice was the fourth film. And then
Thank you for correcting me.
And Lazenby did on Her Majesty's Secret Service, right? Because which is
arguably the best story. A lot of people love the story.
The story was
very different.
I'll tell you you know what the most shocking thing is about that, and going back and watching, is how bad the film had degraded.
I saw a pretty good copy recently, so maybe there's a mix of copies.
Maybe they went back again, because the copy that I have that's remastered on
a lot of people said this one,
the DVD set from about 10, 15 years ago, it was like, wow. It was like you got the impression that the original master, the negative, was pretty degraded because it was so dark. I mean, dark as in lighting, that you couldn't tell what was going on in some of the scenes in the beginning of the film. And
they might have had. I'm gonna have to rewatch it. I will say this. Usually when they roll out a new Bond, though, they try to give him his most serious movie up front and really establish him as deadly and dangerous. And with Daniel Craig, I think what we saw was they did that movie, but then John Wick came out, and they're like, let's go with that a little more. And he becomes real brutal in the next couple of movies before they dial it back a little bit in Skyfall.
The first John Wick film was 2015? No, 2015? It was not 2009. And like I said, look,
when's Daniel Craig? 2007. There's a good 3 Bond movies after that from him, though. He made 5, right?
Well, let's see here. Yes, I think that, he did Casino Royale, then Quantum of Solace, then he did Skyfall. Skyfall was 2012. Then there was...
That's where he backtracks to a more relatable story, at least. It was a little more... But at the same time, it had some real dumb parts, too. That story was a little bit dumb. Skyfall was good performances and stuff, but the story was a little bit dumb. It was Bond-level dumb. Then Spectre, I don't remember.
Spectre, so Spectre was kind of almost going to be the wrap-up of the Daniel Craig films, because at the time he said he was not going to come back for another one. And Spectre, of course, kind of stitched together the other 4 films.
Right, another try to attempt at redemption.
Yeah, and then But keep in mind, Casino Royale was the only original Ian Fleming book that had not been made as a serious film, right?
They stayed away from it because of what happened with the farcical movie.
Yeah, there was the comedy,
which is fun,
version that was made with Larry Niven, right?
Yeah, and Peter Sellers.
And that was in '67, if I recall correctly. And
it looks like it. It might have beat, but it might have been earlier. I can't tell. It may have been the first cinematic Bond movie.
Which one?
It may have beat Dr. No to theaters. I'm just not sure about that one.
No, Dr. No was 62.
I know. I think it was 62 or 63. Yeah, sounds about right.
No, it was 62 because then a year. It was like a year later in 63. Actually, Dr. No may have been 61, but I think it was 62. A year later, they did. It was Dr. No.
Russia with Love.
Yeah, that's right. Then it was Russia with Love, and then it was Goldfinger. Says Goldfinger was like 65.
They put out a bunch of movies real quick to start off the franchise, and then it slows down with production and Connery trying to get out of it. And you know what? I think this is where we got to wrap it, though, for tonight and call it, because we did take you across the line at midnight. It's now 12:34, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh.
As the Ramones would say. And I want everyone to enjoy Halloween. But let's close out the poll. 15 votes. Going to end it right now. Some people are concerned. Some people are not worried. It's statistical dead heat. And I thank everyone who took part in the poll. And I thank all of you wonderful people who liked the stream. I'll put the results into the chat so that they'll show up on screen. It's weird how that doesn't work. Ugh, too many characters. Fuck it. You know what? I'm not in the mood to fight with StreamYards tonight. Guys, you know her, you love her. She's the best. She's been on screen for a little while here, but let's throw her your way one more time. We're almost out of here. All right. Let's. This is. Have you seen the video of Spock becoming a fan of the show? Spock of Vulcan now watches the show. He believes it serves the needs of the many.
I believe that.
Yeah, we hacked his computer.
Spock, not Spork.
Not Spork, Spock himself. We hacked the security camera in his quarters, and we have this is actual footage of Spock of Vulcan becoming a fan of Saving Star Trek. We have proof.
That was so controversial. Sir.
Sir.
One of us. Guys, I love you all. Thank you so much for being here. If you're coming through later, leave me a comment. Ask me a Star Trek question. Ask me a pop culture question. Ask me why they gave us all these weird themed Halloween frames that are... What is up with this stuff? Ozzy Osbourne would be sick to his stomach. Where's anything approaching seriousness? This is the closest you could... This is the best you can fucking do. StreamYards. You know, you're about to take me behind the woodshed and do it like in an unlubricated manner. To me, it's going to be somewhat a little bit mean. Oh, yeah, that's it. It's David Niven. You're right, Davey Niven. Confusing bunch of others pretending to be. Yeah, that was a confusing but very much a movie of its time that is somewhat entertaining. And, we got people are flexing with the Hoshis. We got Linda Park coming at you in a belly shirt on Saturday. So you guys will love that. We'll definitely have lots of pictures of that. All right. With that, we're going to set it up. I think I've spoken enough. General? Sorry, sir. Decker, what do you want?
Anti-proton. Absolutely pure.
See, that's the shirt I'll be wearing on Saturday's show. So let's take a look at that one again.
Kirk here.
Spock here, Captain.
There we go. And Spock then says...
was attacked by what appears to be essentially a robot.
So if you come through later, leave me a comment, and please hit the like button, help me get to as many likes as I can. And we're ending this show with 21. Yay! I'm tied with the new Trek producers. I'd like to beat them. They made it. Their most amount of producers was 23 for the crossover show. Thank you, Peter Venkman Fan Club. You are the best Venkman's girl. You always help get people here, and you are just a great friend of the program. If you ever want to come on, let me know. And hey, absolutely pure. And with that, we give you
From
Sydney
Florida.
Sweetie. Yes. And let's remember something.
The word decent doesn't apply to me.
And Sean, thank you for this.
Incoming Sydney Sweeney video. Set boners to full. Lubrication supply sufficient for projected fapping level.
Oh, I fucked that up. Wait, yeah, that's hilarious.
Incoming Sydney Sweeney video. Set boners to full. Lubrication supply sufficient for projected fapping level. Paper towels to stand on. Turbo lift door secured and locked. Wives and girlfriend interruption probability at 12%. You may commence masturbatory actions at any time.
Thank you, Sean. That was fucking hilarious. All right, welcome to Saving Star Trek. We got the happiest crew in space. Everybody loved that one. Another Sean Carter classic rolls off the assembly line. Speaking of the assembly line, here she is. Boy, is she looking hot here. We love